Coach, before we break down Lynn, talk about Wednesday's game and just how impactful everything was.
Yeah, Marty and Cannon are two of the better players in this league for sure in the region, but they were by far the best players on the court in a court full of really good players. I mean, Rollins has a lot of great players, and we have a lot of good players, and they just willed that to happen. And I thought we were very good defensively. I thought specifically Jared and Jeremy and our freshmen were really good. Logan and Owen did a great job defensively on their assignments, made some defensive plays as well, and Trey came in and got us some good spark in that second half defensively. But it's a great win. It was a much needed win, and I think that this group, they really play together and play for each other.
You had Hutton Yenner as one of the go-to players for Rollins that you had the game plan and stop. Now on Saturday, you got the reigning Conference Player of the Week in Norton Kapich. What's that going to look like in terms of practice and who's going to cover who?
Yeah, well, Kapich is as good a freshman as as I've seen in this league. He's first in rebounding, sixth in scoring. That's unheard of in this league. I mean, when I first got to this league 12 years ago, I think our freshman of the year was like 3.8 points per game because it was such a transfer-dominated league, and the league is so good, it's hard for freshmen to get in. Now, part of that pendulum swing is just that there's more, because of the way Division I recruits, more transfers are snatched up there, and more quality freshmen are available at our level than maybe in the past. But he plays like a guy that's upperclassman for sure, and he's a load. He's a great passer, so post doubling's a problem. They play very hard, especially at home. They got a lot of guys who are streaky shooters. Some are very good shooters, but some guys are streaky. So when they're rolling, they can really score the ball. So very difficult. Last long trip on the road. You got to make sure you're ready to play, and there's a lot to unpack there on the defensive end for us for certain.
Speaking of streaky, when it comes to scoring as well, Jamel Lane, he was able to have a good performance scoring wise against us when they were over here. What's it going to take to try to stop him or at least limit him on?
Well, he's been out since then. He's missed some games here, so we're not sure where he'll be as far as getting back in the lineup or not. But he's been out for a number of games for them, and but yeah, he's another a phenomenal freshman. He was dynamite at our place. But they've got a lot of good freshmen. They've got a lot of good pieces of the puzzle there. They got a lot of good upperclassmen as well. So there's no matter where your place is in the standings, every game in this league is a potential loss or win for either team.
Even though Lynn has been in some games and the way that they've been playing this season, is there any thought at all that this could potentially be a trap game this late in the season for the Lions?
Oh, yeah. I mean, any of them are. If you start looking at standings and wondering out ahead, where you're going to have. And again, we were concerned with that. And a week ago, with Tampa, even though it's a rival game, but just having been between Embry-Riddle and Nova, but certainly with the Rollins and Florida Southern games and everything that our guys are not focused, but we have a disciplined crew, and they understand the monumental amount of energy and focus and execution that it takes to go and winning any game here. You cannot look at standings. It's just there's such a small separation between the teams at the top of the league. Outside of Nova, the teams at the top, 3 or 4 positions, and the three at the bottom 3 or 4 positions are just a little bit of luck here or there, maybe a few late game bursts, and so the talent level, the coaching, you better be ready to go in any game, and this crew understands that. They definitely do.